my 8th grade year. That's when I met Coach Mack. You guys both know Coach Mack.
Yeah.
Legendary Coach Mack.
Yeah, that was one of the first coaches I had that, I really liked. We don't always like all our coaches, right? That's just part of the business, but really liked Coach Mack. He gave me a lot of confidence. That's when I really started hooping as an 8th grade. Just played in a bunch of different leagues and really started to gain my confidence. Played in CYO, and that's when I met Jay Valentine, who introduced me to my AAU program, which was Trail Hill All Stars.
So, so you go from being in the country, right, basically, to like 12 years old, going from living up in a kind of a little country environment to the city, playing on your first team ever, and your first coach is Coach Mack?
One of them. Yeah, Coach Mack was the first one. Yeah.
So I got to interject. So Coach Mack is, we met when we worked together, all three of us at SI. You brought him on, and he's an older, Coach Mack's probably in his late 60s now, right? Early 70s. But he was a Teacher of the Year award winner numerous times in San Francisco, middle school, public school teacher. So he's, you could say a world-class teacher. So you can see why that makes him a great coach, right? I can see it. But back then, what did you like about Coach Mack's coaching then? You're a 12-year-old dude. You haven't had much coaching, man. What did you like about how he was coaching you guys? What was it?
It was a couple of things. It was his energy. It was his, I had, in public school, it's a lot of BS goes on in the classroom.
Yeah.
And just in school in general, and he wasn't about none of that BS. Right? Yeah. So it was kind of like his way or the highway.
Accountability.
So Coach Mack was straight to the point. And he called me Jamal Mashburn. Accountability. Yeah, he called me Jamal Mashburn back then because of the way my game was. So Coach Mack was from New York, and he would always talk about how New York, they're ballers and it's a mecca of basketball, obviously. So he was from the Mecca, and he just kind of carried that confidence about him, and that confidence,
to this day,
on myself and his team. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of when my team basketball started to come to fruition. Played CYO, and then a friend of mine knew one of my best friends, Jay Valentine. He was in Fillmore, so he's like, "Yeah, let's hop on the bus and let's go, check out Jay Valentine." So we get to the bus stop. He's like, "I ain't getting off." So it was just part of the dynamics in the city that you just couldn't go to every single neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get off the bus that day, and later on I connected with Jay Valentine during an All-Star game, and then he introduced me to John Greenberg, who went to Pro-Am, and Big Al Johnson, who was another one of my coaches. Mm-hmm. Well, respect him a lot. He was great. And we played AAU Amateur Athletics Union, which you qualified on the West Coast. The tournament was in Palo Alto, and then if you won that, then you went national and played in the national AAU tournament. So it was before all this watered down AAU basketball, and so that's kind of where I got part of my foundation